what we are really craving with the whole essence of our lives is consciousness. Even your physical hunger, your emotional desires, your intellectual needs are metaphors or secondary manifestations of this desire to merge into consciousness. Everything about relative life is a symbol of that fundamental organic requirement. You can call it a spiritual requirement also. When you feed on the inner self-activating bliss of being, you are nourished esoterically. You are nourished in a way where all your faculties move toward this understanding and immersion in consciousness. Not merely a temporary immersion, but a full tilt into the total. For that to happen, you only need create this momentum of tasting the inner food, the bliss food, the silence. Tasting it produces a corresponding wave of expansion into divine noticing. Instead of noticing merely what the waking state illustrates in the field of change, you begin to notice the context of your consciousness, what awareness is, not merely as being abstracted from all matter, but as being the place in which matter sits. So you can begin to have an intelligent relationship in the field of materiality as well. We're not using spiritual practice to just get out of the physical or material realm here. We want it to come full circle into one divine occurrence.
A comment from a viewer in Santa Cruz: a deep and equanimous silence descended upon me tonight, and with it a huge intensity with a sense of speed it sometimes seems to generate from consciousness.
This is having that inner aspect become cognizant of the radiant bliss within being. It will begin to notice, it will begin to understand, even though it's beyond the mind and takes you beyond thought and feeling, it still comes up as a secondary understanding. So you acquire both the experience and the understanding that that experience has occurred. If you lack the latter, you will only have sporadic occurrences or breakthroughs. When the understanding becomes immersed in the deep experience and begins to live there, the understanding translates that bliss into the terms that only the mind can know and free itself within. So the mind is bound by knowledge and also liberated by knowledge, but not relative knowledge, but knowledge of the absolute.
The viewer added, after the original statement, David, talking about it sometimes seems to generate from consciousness, sometimes from the spine, especially the lower part. It tolerates nothing, only dissolution. What do you call this?
Your experience. We could put a fancy Sanskrit name on it, but that will tend to create a mystique about it. So I suggest just going through these experiences naturally, not overdwelling with the mind and running with it. Just settle into it and know it deeply, so that when deep dissolution occurs, not only half of your mind is there, but the whole thing goes under. So to do that requires a particular kind of attention, a real dwelling within this abundance, this felt abundance within the heart. It's there that the trap door can open and you simply fall into that beauty that has no inside or outside.